Welcome to another deep dive, and today we're going to dive deep into, well, you probably guessed it from the title, Bugatti.
The legendary Bugatti.
But we're not just talking about cars.
Right.
We're talking about a story
a legacy.
of art and engineering.
And resilience, too.
Definitely resilience.
A lot of resilience in this story.
And our main source for all this is an article called The Legendary Story of Bugatti, From Vision to Masterpiece, over on the Weekend Pen. I thought it was a really interesting article.
It's a great one, yeah. And what gets me, when we talk about Bugatti, is that their story almost ended, like completely ended.
More than once, right?
Not once, twice.
Right. Wow.
But they roared back to life, which is, I don't know, that's kind of what fascinates me about it.
So let's go back to the beginning.
Yeah, okay.
The man, the myth, the legend, Ettore Bugatti.
Born in 1881.
1881. And his family actually wasn't all about cars.
No.
They were artists.
Yeah, his father was, I think, a furniture and jewelry designer, and his grandfather was a sculptor. An actual sculptor.
So how did that, that background influence how he thought about cars?
Well, he didn't see cars just as machines, He saw them as art. Like, this was a way to express, an art form. And it's really interesting, to see that from the beginning, Like, even his first car.
Well, he didn't start with a car.
Well, his first vehicle, yeah. He was a teenager, and he built a 3-wheeled motorized tricycle.
Oh, wow.
I mean, not your average, high school shop class project.
No, not at all. So then he goes on to found his company in 1909 in Molsheim, France.
Right.
But he wasn't just like, oh, I'm going to make cars and sell them.
No, he had this vision.
Yeah.
He wanted to create masterpieces.
And a vision. Yeah.
On wheels. It's like combining performance and luxury and art all into one. And to him, that was what a Bugatti was.
This leads us to like Bugatti's golden age.
The 20s and 30s.
Yeah, the 20s and 30s where it's all about speed and elegance and just being the best of the best. And I think two of the most iconic models from this time are the Type 35, which anybody who knows cars knows the Type 35.
Yeah.
And then the Type 41, or as it was called, the Royale. So the Type 35, it was a race car. It won over 1,000 races.
It's one of the most successful race cars of all time.
Like ever.
Yeah, and I think the thing that's so interesting about it is it wasn't just brute force. It was about being smart with the design. Lightweight, like a hollow front axle to reduce weight but still keep it strong, right?
Right.
Nobody was doing that back then.
Oh, wow.
It was cutting edge. And it handled like a dream.
Yeah, I mean more than just speed.
Right. It was a symphony of performance, a testament to, Bugatti's genius.
And then you have the Royale, which is almost the opposite of the Type 35.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't built for the racetrack. It was built for, like, royalty.
Yeah.
This car was massive.
It was huge. I think it had a 12.7-liter engine. What were they thinking?
I know. It's insane.
But, it was about more than just size.
Yeah.
Only 6 were ever made, each one handcrafted, custom bodywork, interiors that were just beyond luxurious.
Wow.
It was opulence. It was exclusivity.
And even with its size, he still managed to make it, like, sleek and elegant.
Yeah, he had this vision. Even the engine was covered in polished aluminum, like it was a jewel.
So on the one hand, you've got the Type 35, king of the racing world, showing everybody how good Bugatti was at engineering. And then you've got the Royale, which is all about luxury and showing off, the best craftsmanship. It's like two sides of the same coin, but they both represent Ettore Bugatti's vision.
Oh, totally.
But then things changed, right? The Great Depression hits.
Yeah, it hit hard.
Yeah.
Especially the luxury car market.
Yeah, nobody was buying these, $1 million cars.
And then you have World War II on top of that.
Yeah, nobody's buying cars at all probably at that point.
And that time was tough on Ettore Bugatti personally, right? Like he lost his son.
Yeah, his son, Jean. He was a car designer too and really talented. He was key to the company.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He designed some iconic models, the Type 57.
Wow.
But he died in a car accident in 1939.
Oh, jeez.
Which was just devastating.
I can't imagine.
For Ettore and for the company.
Yeah. And then in 1947, Ettore Bugatti passes away.
Yeah.
So what happens to the company now without its leader?
They struggled.
I bet.
Without Ettore there to guide them, production slowed down.
Yeah.
And eventually they shifted to making airplane parts.
Airplane parts? What?
Yeah, no, it's kind of strange.
That's such a weird turn.
Yeah, for a company known for these high performance, luxury cars, but that's, it was a tough time. They had to adapt.
Yeah, it's like they went from dominating races to like almost disappearing.
Yeah, it's a real fall from grace.
Yeah, and you almost think like, is this the end? Is this the end of the Bugatti story?
You'd think so, wouldn't you? But you'd be wrong. The story's not over yet. And it comes back in a way that, I don't know, surprises a lot of people.
Really? Okay, well, I guess we'll have to hear about that in part 2. Airplane parts. I mean, come on. It's almost like the name Bugatti was just going to fade away.
Into history, yeah.
And be gone.
But then the 80s.
The 80s.
Yeah. This Italian entrepreneur, Romano Artioli, he comes in and he's like, I see something in this Bugatti name.
Really?
Yeah. He buys the rights.
Wow. That's gutsy.
Taking a chance on a brand that everyone thought was like dead and buried.
Yeah, he must have had a lot of passion for it, for Bugatti. I mean,
well, he bring it back.
He wanted to revive it, like bring back the glory days.
So what do you do?
Well, first he builds this amazing factory, state of the art, in Italy. And in 1991, to celebrate what would have been Ettore Bugatti's 110th birthday, he releases the EB110.
The EB110.
Yeah. And this wasn't just like, rehashing old designs. This was a technological marvel.
Really? What made it so special? I gotta admit, I don't know that much about this part of Bugatti's history.
Yeah, well, the EB110 was a supercar.
I mean, it had a quad turbocharged V12 engine.
Quad turbocharged. So that's 4
turbochargers, all working to boost power.
Wow.
And all-wheel drive. So all 4 wheels were getting power.
Yeah.
Incredible traction and control.
So this was some real cutting-edge stuff for the time.
Oh, yeah. Early 90s cutting-edge technology for sure.
So it seems like he pulled it off. Like he brought Bugatti back. Happy ending.
You'd think so, right?
Yeah.
But the mid-90s weren't great for supercar companies.
Oh, no. What happened?
A global recession hit. And in 1995, Artioli, he had to sell Bugatti.
Oh, man. That's tough. All that work trying to revive it.
It is. It's a sad story.
But you said there were 2 comebacks. So who comes in this time?
Well, this time it was the Volkswagen Group.
Volkswagen. Okay.
Yeah. They acquired Bugatti in 1998.
So they must have seen something there.
Yeah. Their approach was a little different, though. They had this, I don't know, like long-term vision. They were committed to really putting Bugatti back on top.
Wow. So what'd they do? Did they just like pick up where Artioli left off?
Not really. They wanted to do something big, something that would change the game.
Okay. I think I know where this is going.
The Veyron.
The Veyron.
Yeah. Unveiled in 2005, the Veyron 16.4. It was a statement.
The legend.
I mean, they wanted the fastest, most luxurious car in the world, and they did it. Top speed of 253 mile per hour.
253.
That's just insane.
It is. It's incredible.
And they did it all while keeping, Bugatti's, that whole thing about luxury and art and engineering.
Oh, absolutely.
So tell me more about this Veyron. What made it so special?
Well, first of all, the engine.
Yeah.
A quad turbocharged 8.0 liter W16 engine.
So we're back to the quad turbocharged.
Back to the quad turbocharged for this W16.
W16.
It's like, imagine 2 V8s bolted together.
Oh, wow. I can't even...
Crazy, right?
I don't even know what that would look like.
It gave the Veyron an unbelievable amount of power.
But it wasn't just like raw power, right? Because we've talked about that. It's not just the brute force. Right. It was Bugatti, right. So every detail was meticulously crafted.
Yeah.
The interiors, they were handcrafted, the finest materials, the design, elegant, aerodynamic. I mean, it was a work of art.
It was a work of art on wheels.
Yeah.
How much did one of these cost?
Over $1 million.
Over $1 million. Yeah. I can see why.
For one car?
I mean, it's like the perfect Bugatti, right? Like they'd finally achieved it.
You'd think they'd stop there, right? But no, Bugatti, they always got to push further.
Okay, so what happens next?
So in 2016, they unveiled the Chiron, the successor to the Veyron.
The Chiron, okay.
Yeah, imagine taking everything amazing about the Veyron and making it, I don't know, like 10 times better.
Better, so even faster. I mean, is that even possible?
Oh, yeah. More powerful, more luxurious, more technologically advanced.
But what was really crazy, what made headlines, was what happened in 2019. 2019, okay, I'm on the edge of my seat here.
So they took a modified version of the Chiron, and they did something that, honestly, a lot of people thought was impossible.
They broke the sound barrier?
No, but they did break the 300 mile per hour barrier.
300 mile per hour?
300 mile per hour. Think about that. A production car exceeding 300 mile per hour. Faster than some airplanes.
Wow, that is wild. That's like straight out of a movie.
It is wild. It really cemented Bugatti's place, like the ultimate hypercar maker.
I mean, can you imagine what Ettore Bugatti would think if he could see his company now? Like doing that?
It's incredible. A testament to, his vision.
His vision, yeah.
And the dedication of the engineers who, kept that going.
I mean, it's wild. A company that almost disappeared completely. Not once, but twice.
Yeah, and now they're making cars that are breaking records, like pushing the limits what's even possible. It's a crazy story.
So where's Bugatti now? Or are they still making these, like, I don't know, super expensive hypercars?
Yeah, they are. Still a symbol of, I don't know, like exclusivity.
Exclusivity.
Craftsmanship, limited edition hypercars. And it all comes back to Ettore's vision.
That combination of art, engineering, and luxury. It's what makes a Bugatti a Bugatti.
But it's interesting, right? Because it's not just about the cars themselves.
What do you mean?
Well, think about it. The Type 35, right? Lightweight design, the Royale, hand-built, the Veyron and Chiron, all this cutting-edge technology.
Yeah.
What do they all have in common?
They're all about pushing the boundaries of what's possible. And they all, like you said, represent that fusion of art and engineering.
But is that really unique to Bugatti? I mean, other car companies, they want to make fast cars.
Yeah.
Luxurious cars.
Yeah, they try.
But I think Bugatti, it's more than that.
Yeah, it's got that history, that legacy.
It's a legacy. It's their family history, It influenced how they approach engineering, art, design. It's in the DNA of the company.
Yeah, and I was thinking about this. We talked about the Type 35.
Yeah.
And how different it was from the Royale.
Totally different.
Like one was built for speed, the other was built for being driven around by a chauffeur.
Yeah.
But they both had that Bugatti essence.
Yeah, and that's what's so fascinating, right? Like they were good at everything. Speed, luxury.
So does that tell us something about the relationship between, art and engineering?
It's a good question. Can you really have one without the other? At that level, I think
Ettore Bugatti would probably say no.
Right.
He saw beauty in mechanics, and that influenced the whole design.
Yeah. And that's what you see in every Bugatti, even the Veyron, even the Chiron.
Yeah.
These aren't just machines. They're like art on wheels.
Yeah. I think this whole story tells us that the best innovations, they often come from mixing different things.
Totally. Different fields, different ideas, break down those barriers.
Yeah, think outside the box.
Exactly.
Then you can really do something incredible.
And that's what Bugatti's story is all about. It's about passion, resilience, never giving up, pushing the limits.
Yeah, it's pretty inspiring stuff. Well, thanks for taking us on this deep dive into the world of Bugatti.
My pleasure.
It's been a journey through, history, engineering, design, and really human creativity.
Yeah, and for everyone listening out there, we hope this deep dive has maybe inspired you to think a little differently. That maybe try combining things that don't seem like they go together.
Yeah.
And most importantly, never stop pushing your own boundaries.
Well said. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you on the next deep dive.
See you.